Hey guys, it's Lucid. Welcome back. We are jumping back into Atlas Shrugged, where we are playing Hinnom, and it's turn 14. And if you recall from the last episode, we have a war brewing between Marverni and... Ooh, Garden of Pearls. Very nice. Between Marverni and Abyssea. And we've also discovered that Abyssea has an extremely powerful bless. If you don't... So I mentioned it last time. It was... Barkskin, Blood Bond, and then Magic Weapons. And he may have had, we'll have to see ourselves, he may have like a little bit more, I think Magic Resistance or something. But if you haven't seen it yourself, it is a pretty ridiculous bless. Yeah, so... we were also gearing up to take one of our last... indies, which we'll be issuing the orders for this turn. We are going in here to go kill these horse tribe. Do we not bless these guys? They don't look very blessed. It's okay, they don't really need a bless, do they? Okay, we got some nature gems, very nice, and we've lost some gold. That's unfortunate. So, you can get some bad events with luck. Like here you can see we're luck 3 and we got a bad event, so that kind of sucks. But especially once we get our Amis out and Fortune Tellers, they will negate some of those bad events, at least in our important provinces. So that is something we're looking forward to. And we're going to go ahead and move in here. Our formation's pretty simple. Probably should have had these guys on hold and attack. Because right now they're going to run in, and this guy's not going to take any of the damage, but that's kind of okay. I mean, it is kind of good that he doesn't take any afflictions or anything, though we certainly have ways to get rid of that. And that's basically it. We might do a few turns this episode. So we'll go ahead and go to the next turn. We have a battle here, and here you can see us going into heavy cav. Now, these guys are strong enough where we should be able to survive a heavy lance charge. But you can see we take a lot of damage. Okay, and there we go. We got through it. I think we had a few casualties, though. Well, only one, so that's not bad. Some events... Okay, so the unrest is kind of shitty. This happened in our swamp, which sucks. Gold here, and then, yeah. It's okay. So, we've had some good events. Like, the events have definitely been positive for us so far, but not epic yet. So, here we're going to start patrolling and site searching. And, yeah, we've got a palisade starting to come up here, as we were kind of planning to do. And, yeah, we're going to continue site searching. If we look, you can see we already have a fair amount of our stuff researched. That's a lot of stuff site searched by turn 15, I'll just say. We have a lot more to do. We need to do fire everywhere, and right now, like, my Melkorts have been doing most of the fire, but I do get fire random, these guys, that I can put that skull on and do it. Yeah, and it's especially good to do. One of the things you can do, I don't know if I've really talked about it, but anytime you have a province with a lab in it, you can kind of move that item instantly. So, like, we could site search here, and then I could, if I had another guy, like another random fire down here, next turn I could put it on him, and then have him site search, etc. So, anyway. Also could put it on him just to research. Okay, so I think that's it for this turn. That's turn 15. We have bad news. I think that Abyssea is running through Marverni pretty well. Marverni is pulling back into his capital until he hits a few research targets. He's basically going to be beelining it for Gifts of Heaven. And Gifts of Heaven apparently does a shit ton of damage to Blood Bond little blobs of dudes. So, yeah, that's pretty exciting. If he gets that and then mounts a defense, we will be very happy. I send him a message, though, this turn, and I say, I'm building an army to prepare to attack Abyssea. Ideally, you hold out until we can attack 3 to 4 turns. If not, we want to be able to take some of your lands before Abyssea does, so we're going to end our nap 3. Keep us posted on the war with Abyssea, and feel free to message us on Discord if you want to think through some anti-Burning One strategies. If you lose a major battle, which you won't be able to come back from, please let us know and release us from our nap early. We'll let you know on Discord when, if we ever do plan to attack. I just don't want to be formally bound by a nap. So I'm not gonna attack Marverni while he still thinks he has a fighting chance, but I'm just making sure I'm released from a nap so I can go kind of vulture some of his lands. And that will be a silver lining to my big, huge neighbor getting a little bit bigger. Yeah, so let's see. How are we doing on research? So we have Construction 2 finished, and that's actually a really important milestone for me. Our air income is only 1, which is not good. So hopefully we find some more air sites. But as of now, at least we can start making alquils. We've got this guy still site searching. Do we have any more? How are we doing searching air? So we've still got a fair more. We've got about half of our provinces we can still search for air. And that'll make a big deal. Like, we're searching here. We've got this guy out searching. That guy is out searching. I don't think anybody else is, but that's okay. We'll work our way through it. But having a little more air income, I got pretty unlucky with air income so far. Like ideally I would have 3 or something as my income, and that would definitely increase my alquil production, which is going to dramatically affect my early research. So anyway, not exactly going according to plan, but we're okay. We have switched over to Melkort production, and I'm also making... I was trying to figure out what can I do against these burning ones, because they will just eat up a Melkort. The thing is, my higher quality troops actually suck versus them, because burning ones with the shield, they don't even care about the shield. They're basically just going to murder these guys, and these guys take extra resources. Every time they hit, this linked one weapon is going to go against fire shield. They're going to take extra damage. These guys just get massacred. They do not trade well. What actually trade better, and the other thing is their swords don't hit hard enough to really get through that high protection. What trade a lot better are these guys, the Horite Champions. So they have fire and cold resistance, which is really good to have on troops. They're pretty low encumbrance. They have a Great Club, and they have Dark Vision, and Mountain Survival. Pretty damn solid troops, actually. They're also higher map move. They're map move 16, so they're kind of mobile. They're almost like a little mini cavalry. And they hit like freight trains. So these guys actually trade really well. I was experimenting a bit with mixing them in with nets. I don't think nets actually... it's going to be good if we outnumber them, which we'll need to do anyway. But the stone spears don't do much damage. I think it's probably better just to have more champions. I mean, the burning ones already have no defense, so the net really is just negating one of their attacks, which is kind of meh. But anyway, it's probably okay. I've tested both of them. I'm not exactly sure which one works better. It just feels like the Horite Champions work better. I didn't do any like hard calculus or anything. But you can definitely do it with a mix of these guys. So anyway, we are gearing up for the Abyssian War. And we're going to need a lot more of those guys. A lot more. So, yeah, I think that's about it. Basically, we're getting ready for a fight with Abyssea. We have no more indies to go to. Hopefully, very shortly, we will be getting water-breathing rings from Micklin, at which point we can take this lake. That would make us very happy. And, yeah, let's go ahead and go to the next turn, which would be turn 16. Okay, we found a magic site. Starlit Pond, that's an astral site. Found another one here, Mirage. I feel like that might be 2. No, just 1 air gem. Okay, and this is 1 astral pearl, but that's actually really nice. Local lords are feuding. We've had kind of a lot of bad events this game. check out Micklin here. Yeah, I'm actually kind of excited to fight Micklin when we do it, which is not something you normally say, but I think I actually have all the tools I'm going to need to just murder these guys. Now, you would look at this and you say, oh, 33 damage, and then when they get... Is anybody in Were-Jaguar form? Let's kind of see what they look like. Oh. Okay, so when in Were-Jaguar form, low attack, many attacks, pretty damn high damage, though. I mean, that is a little scary. Honestly, though, Vine Shields, gonna murder these guys so bad. So bad. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think a Repel Melkort with the Vine Shield, not even gonna be fair. And their defense is shit. Like, look, yeah, these guys... Is there another one to look at? Or is their defense really just that shit? How does this guy have good defense with all these afflictions? Why are these guys' defense so bad? Oh, crippled. Lost an eye and a limp? Okay. So it will be a little better, but anyway, a Repel Melkort's gonna murder these guys, I think. I mean, I'll actually probably test it. I haven't tested anything, but this actually is a really good matchup. And it's one of the things, too, I wouldn't have ever thought this would have been a good matchup until I played Micklin. And so, it's one of those things, you keep learning the game so much better every time you play it. You know, because sometimes you have to play a race to know their weaknesses. Or you definitely have to play against them, and play against them with a good player at the helm of the other race. So, that's one of the things I'm looking forward to fighting Abyssea. Abyssea is a cool nation. I've always kind of wanted to play them. But never really had a build that I think was super rock solid, and this build is super rock solid. I mean, these guys are ridiculous. They're so big. And they definitely have the early and mid game covered with this build, so the only question then becomes how they're going to do in the late game, and a good Abyssea, if they're big, I think it's really scary in the late game. And mainly due to their Warlocks, who are super good Astral Blood Mages. Okay, we foresaw a disaster and blocked one of the bad events from happening. Go, dude. So that's that paying off. We put this on this guy so he could research. And I think that's about it for this turn. We'll go ahead and go to the next one. Turn 17. Okay, we take care of a little Marverni scout here. Okay, we got Province Income plus 20, that's actually really good. Fire Gems, Astral Pearls, Province Income plus 10, so that's nice. It's basically like almost getting a free province here from these two events. Just bumping up the income of these places permanently. So, yeah, pretty good. We have a fair amount of Theodorosian troops building up here. So I'm not super excited about that, but we do have a nap, so I'm not super worried. Worldwide event, we have an arena coming up. So we're actually going to go to the arena. We're going to send Acheron in, and he will murder whoever is there, I am pretty sure. I can't think of anybody who would be able to send anything harder than Acheron, unless it's a Pretender God. And if I was sending a Pretender God in, I wouldn't want to send them versus this guy with a weakness flail, because that will kind of murder them. And he also has a shit ton of HP and fear. You do not want to fight this guy in an arena, I am quite sure. So I think that's it for this turn. We're just going to steam through it. This is a little bit of a slower part of the game for me. I believe Abyssea is moving in on Marverni's cap. I can't remember if he's on top of it by this point in the game, but he's very, very close. And we're also about at the point where Marverni is getting Gifts of Heaven, and I think he's gearing up for his main fight. And I think that main fight will happen this next turn, so I'll probably talk about it then. Oh god, I forgot what turn I was on. Okay, I just checked we're on turn 18. Okay, so a message from Saramadia. Oh, I guess I had sent them a message. I need to make sure I'm checking outgoing diplomacy. Greetings, we're similarly concerned, but as we are one of the smaller powers thanks to the fickled gods and the to the fickled gods of chance and crowded neighbors, we believe the burden of first action cannot be put on our feet. We decided to act against Ulm as he is similarly constrained our rightful place at the sun and seems to be unreliable diplomatically. He's also the most guilty of the crime of probably being economically fightable. So okay, he's basically attacking them. They won't be able to be ready to fight in the timetable I suggested, but they share my assessment about the need to fight Abyssea. We hope a coalition could be formed and maintained. So, okay. So I had sent a message out. I'm basically telling everybody, look, this guy's freaking huge. He's got at least 30 provinces, maybe 35. And this is not a nation which normally does that, which is surprising. They're a nation that's really good in the late game. He has a really scary bliss. We need to do something about it. Micklin is dragging his feet as he gets the Micklin war machine going. And, yeah. We have a battle in the arena. Let's check that out. Does this guy have anything special? No. Okay, he got murdered. Nice. What did we get from that? We got the Champion's Gladius, which is kind of good. I think that gives us affliction, resistance, and quickness. We found a ton of sites. An enchanted gate, which is an astral one. A mineral cave and enchanted tomb, which I believe are earth and death. And then sparkling fields, which is air. So air is the one we really care about there, but those are all nice. I really need nature sites, too. My nature income's kind of shit right now. It's 1. Yeah, this is really bad. We need to fix that. Here is the location for a lot of these. So this is now a pretty high-value province. You can see we've site-searched a lot here, so, yeah. I don't have anything in outgoing diplomacy, and we've covered this. So I think at this time, so there's a few things that have happened. One is, I think either me or Marverni sent Ulm, who's down here, a message in Discord like, hey, can you help? And instead of like talking back and coordinating, he just attacked Abyssea. Which seems fine, but then Abyssea sniped all of his commanders with assassins, because he's Abyssea and he can do that. And, yeah, and then Ulm lost his army, and now Saramadia is attacking him, I think probably through this avenue, like that. Because Saramadia is right here amongst all these thrones. So I think he's going here. Now Saramadia also, I think, can expand up this way, but Machaka's here, so I'm not exactly sure how Saramadia borders Abyssea at this point. But it's probably through here, actually, is I think where it is. I think Machaka is, like, right here. And then, so Saramadia can attack Abyssea this way, or Abyssea this way, or Ulm this way. And he basically, what he told me is he's going after Ulm. Because Ulm lost his army, and now he's getting backstepped by Saramadia. So if you do an all-in versus somebody, make sure you don't lose all your dudes. And if you're fighting a nation with assassins, probably good to make sure you have some assassin countermeasure. Bodyguards aren't always great versus flying assassins, because they can jump behind you and kill them, or kill your commander. Yeah, but if you use, like, Black Lords would be pretty solid against... Oh, but we're early age. I don't really know the commanders for all. Yeah. These guys with bodyguards would probably do okay against... Maybe he'd put an item or two on them, but they would do pretty okay against assassins. Okay. The other thing, and I think it's happened this turn, so we're going to go ahead and talk about it, is Abyssea attacks Marverni's capital, and Marverni mounts a defense with his gifts of Heaven Communion, but unfortunately, they do not cast Gifts of Heaven correctly. I think he was missing one Communion slave or something like that, and so they weren't to a high enough power, and they all cast useless shit, and then most of them all died. So I said I'm going to kind of attack him if that's the case, like if there's nothing else he can do to defend himself. But he said, hey, if you give me a turn or two, I can recruit some dudes and then mount one more final attack and we can hopefully kill some burning ones. But the odds aren't great at this point for him being able to throw the army off his capital, which is not what I wanted to hear. I much would have rather had him beat Abyssea back, and that would give me more time to need to attack. More time to attack Abyssea. If he basically fails, I have to declare war on Abyssea immediately, I think. Not only might I be the next target, but I want to catch Abyssea with his pants down while he's kind of big and spread out and hasn't had time to kind of build up and consolidate his power. Okay, so that is it for this turn and probably for this episode. So we'll see you next time.